And welcome back. We're coming to you from Reagan National Airport, the Potomac there, where the recovery effort has been going on all day. Normally in a tragedy like this, while divers are bravely risking their own safety to retrieve the bodies of plane passengers from the dark waters of the Potomac River, and families are sitting in rooms stunned and mourning, desperate for word of their loved ones, you might expect the President of the United States to not just offer condolences, but also measured words promising a thorough investigation. Well, President Trump did offer words of condolences and a moment of silence, but that was followed by a press conference in which he blamed efforts to improve diversity in the workforce and past presidents Obama and Biden.
I put safety first. Obama, Biden, and the Democrats put policy first. The FAA's diversity push includes focus on hiring people with severe intellectual and psychiatric disabilities. That is amazing. A group within the FAA, another story, determined that the workforce was too white, that they had concerted efforts to get the administration to change that and to change it immediately. This was in the Obama administration, but they actually came out with a directive, too white. And we want the people that are competent.
So keeping them honest, the FAA's language about diversity was present during the first Trump administration as well. It basically was an effort to follow federal law and not discriminate against people with disabilities, particularly, by the way, veterans with injuries or disabilities that they've suffered in combat. In fact, increasing federal hiring of qualified people who happen to have disabilities, that's been a goal of government agencies since the 1970s. Here's a version of the FAA webpage on diversity. It was captured by the Internet Archive in December 2020, his last full month as president. And it talks about diversity and inclusion and how it's, quote, integral to achieving FAA's mission of ensuring safe and efficient travel across our nation and beyond. Now, the Department of Transportation has tried to increase its hiring of people with what they call targeted disabilities, meaning people with intellectual, psychiatric disabilities, but also deafness, blindness, and paralysis. The FAA has always stated, though, that anyone hired would have to meet qualifications of the job. And this, again, was the policy under Donald Trump's first administration. Daniel Dale notes in his fact check that the FAA wrote in 2019 that the, quote, candidates in this program will receive the same rigorous consideration in terms of aptitude, medical, and security qualifications as those individuals considered for a standard public opening for air traffic controller jobs. President Trump did later in his news conference today backpedal a bit.
We don't know that necessarily it's even the controller's fault.
On DEI and the claims that you've made, are you saying this crash was somehow caused and the result of diversity hiring? And what evidence have you seen to support these claims?
It just could have been. The people in the helicopter should have seen where they were going. I can't imagine people with 20/20 vision not seeing, what's happening up there.
So he's kind of all over the place. He was blaming diversity, then he's saying that maybe it wasn't the air traffic controller's fault, suggesting that the pilots in the helicopter were the problem, should have seen. Then he seemed to be unsure of his accusations about diversity hiring. At a signing ceremony later in the day, he said this.
Mr. President, to be clear, are you saying race or gender played a role in this tragedy?
It may have. I don't know. Incompetence might have played a role. We'll let you know that.